My name is Traeden Overly, and this is my Huntsman Scholar Application video. The first question in the video is, what are my post-college goals, and how will the Huntsman Scholar Program help me to achieve those goals? When I first heard this question, I thought, I want to make money and I want to receive benefits in a good job that I can use my degree in. After I thought about the question for a little bit longer, I realized I would rather receive personal satisfaction in my life. If you ask different people, they have different ways that they find personal satisfaction. For me, personal satisfaction comes from helping others through service and growing and personally developing while remaining true to my beliefs. The Huntsman Scholar Program will help me to serve others because I'll be able to get to know others better. Junior year, they travel on an international business trip. By going on this trip, I'll be able to see another country and learn about the people within that country, to know what they're like and how I can help them. Another way that the Huntsman Scholar Program can help me is it offers smaller class sizes. This will help boost my GPA because I'll be able to know my professors better and they can know me. I'll be able to ask them questions and get more help outside of class time. The other way that I find personal satisfaction is growing while remaining true to my beliefs. Two of my main beliefs are I believe in strong families and I am religiously active. A business degree will help me remain true to those because a business degree offers you many options in the occupational field because business is needed in every setting. The third and final way that I think the Huntsman Scholar Program will help me is it will allow me to meet new people. I will be able to advance my social skills and my social development by talking to new people, learning what they believe, and helping them. The second question asked me to talk about something hard that I've done in my life and how it has helped my personal development. Junior year, I was in my high school show choir, and every spring we competed in a regional competition singing 3 choral songs. That year I decided to prepare a solo piece to also sing in that competition. The song I chose was Amarilli Mia Bella. Amarilli Mia Bella is an Italian song, and I was worried because I'm fluent in only one language, English. So I began working on the words. I got a private coach, a personal vocal coach, to help me prepare. We met twice a week to practice, and after I memorized all the words, I added it to many. I had to add intonation, diction. I had to cut off at the right rest so the measures wouldn't slur into each other, and I felt like I had gotten pretty good. After 2 months of practicing my song, I went to the region competition and sang my piece. 3 days later, I got the results back and I had gotten a superior, the highest rating, and I was so excited. This qualified me for the state competition. Then I realized I would have to try harder than ever to do well at the state competition. I went back in practicing my song with my vocal coach. 1 month later, when I competed at the state competition, I sang my heart out, once again trying my best. A few days later, when we got the results back, I had received another superior, the highest rating. I didn't get a medal, I didn't get a trophy, but I was happy with what I had done. I had put in an effort, and I had gotten back so much more than a medal you could hang around your neck or a trophy you could put on a shelf. I had realized that as I put in the effort to do hard things, and if I train and push myself, I can do any trial, I can beat any problem that comes my way. The last question I was supposed to talk about is my lollipop moment. 3 years ago, I worked up at a BSA scout camp up in Wyoming called New Fork. The camp director told us once we got up to camp to contact any friends or neighbors that might be interested in working up at camp because we are short on staff. 2 weeks later, the assistant director brought a kid named Johnny up to camp. He was nice and he gained friends immediately, but he and I didn't really talk because we worked on opposite sides of camp. One night, I was trying to fall asleep, and the cabin next to me wouldn't stop talking. It was past curfew, and I was so exhausted, I decided I needed to finally get up and tell him to go to bed. I was so angry. I got out of my cabin, slammed the door behind me, and turned, walking towards our cabin. Then I saw Johnny sitting on the front step of his cabin with his hands on his face, crying. The anger that I felt immediately disappeared. I went over and I sat with him, put my hand on his shoulder. We sat in silence for a couple minutes, and then I asked him what was wrong. He told me that his parents were getting a divorce and that the kids in his cabin were bullying him. If his parents didn't love him, and if his peers wouldn't accept him, then what would he do with his life? I said a couple things trying to cheer him up, but I don't know if anything stuck. I got up and went into his cabin, telling his cabin mates to knock it off, and that if they continued to bully Johnny, then they'd hear from me. I guess the threat stuck because they stopped bullying him. Camp continued and I forgot about the experience. A few days before the season had ended, Johnny came up to me and gave me a big hug. I was surprised. Johnny and I hadn't really talked. I asked Johnny what the hug was for, and he said it was thanking me. The night that I came out and found him, he had decided that he was going to end his life. He was going to swim out into the middle of the lake and he was going to drown himself. Right before he got up, I came out and I sat with him. He told me, "You saved my life, and I don't know how to repay you." That shocked me. I didn't know that I had had such an impact on this young man's life. But from that day on, I realized that I need to be kind to everyone around me because I don't know how my actions will affect their life.